Being self-aware of your traumas and not dealing with them is the same as someone who's not even aware of their traumas. In fact, you who's self-aware of your traumas and not dealing with them, you are worse. Yeah, you're not even the same, you are worse. Do you know why? You're not dealing with your traumas, and the more you're not dealing with your traumas, those traumas turn into anger, and because you don't want to deal with that, what does it do? You now suppress your anger and think you're okay. You're like, yes, I know I have trauma, but you know what? I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to. So you keep on suppressing your anger. Now, here are signs that you are actually suppressing your anger. First things first is physical pain. That suppressed anger takes a toll on your body. You know, you'll start battling constantly with vitu kama headaches, migraines, tensions on your muscles. Unajua mara sijui unaumwa na tumbo, like unaanza tu unajua mwili tu inaanza tu kuuma tu, you're just fatigued, you're tired. Hiyo ni unprocessed anger. That is suppressed anger. 2, your communication becomes passive aggressive. You never want to face anything head on. It shows your frustration in yourself, dissatisfaction in yourself. Unaona? That's the anger. Anytime you are into a communication, you are never even fully intentional with yourself. You never want to face things even head on. If something that comes that will affect you or will trigger you, you want to, go around it. Either now you'll be answering people sarcastically, unajua ili you'll be postponing things. That one is suppressed anger. 3, depression and anxiety. Suppressed anger leaves you anxious and always on the edge. Unajua, like, and even for some, it leaves you depressed na unashangaa hiyo depression imetoka wapi. Yani just from nowhere, unakuja tu unajipata tu, you're feeling low, you're feeling too, you don't even understand why you're depressed. Ukiangalia whatever is happening at the moment, nothing leads to your depression, nothing leads to you being anxious, you just become anxious. That is suppressed anger. 4thly, self-destructive. You become very self-destructive. The way you'll be coping with this suppressed anger of yours, because you'll be running away from it, utajipata sasa, either you are turning into drugs, you are turning into kitu inaitwa stress eating. Unajipata pale you are eating junk, you don't even give a shit about your health, you don't give a shit about anything about yourself. Anything that is destructive is better than you facing yourself. So most of the people always turn into alcohol. Some people turn into stress eating. Unajipata pale sasa umeanza kukula junk. That thing is bad for your health, but who cares? Difficulties in coping. Now most people hujipata hapo kwa difficulties in coping, like as in our life, manze, stressors na triggers hautawezi kosa, whether you are healing or not. Stressors and triggers will always happen. But now if you're suppressing your anger, if you have unresolved anger, unresolved trauma, you tend to escalate things really quickly. Vitu zinaendaga, yani tu ukikosewa tu hivi kidogo, buda umejam, yani unaanza kuleta vitu hata are not relevant to that small situation. Unaanza hadi kulia. Yani vitu tu shida tudogo unapata tu umejam, umejieka hapo, unaona that is so wrong. Unaona? Watu wengi hujipata hapo. Hiyo inakuwa gani? You have unresolved trauma. You have a suppressed anger in you. That's why kitu yote huku kando, yani you're just on the edge. You escalate immediately. Kitu ikikutrigger tu hivi, boom. Hadi wewe mwenyewe ukijita mkutano kando, unashangaa, why did I escalate that situation that bad? Unaona? Suppressed anger. Ya mwisho, self-esteem. With suppressed anger, you begin to start doubting yourself. You begin to start doubting your worth. You begin to start doubting your capabilities. Unaona? And the more you keep on doubting your capabilities, then now, with time, it turns to shame and guilt about yourself. Manze, you are shameful of yourself and you're guilty. This one then in turn starts affecting your self-esteem. You start having low self-esteem because you now don't trust your capabilities. You don't believe in your own worth. Hadi sasa ukiwa na watu, hata ukiulizwa kitu, you never want to put yourself out there. Why? Because you are afraid of failing. Ushajiona tu ukifanya tu hii kitu wewe utafail, ukifanya tu hii kitu utafail. With that, hadi unakosa hata kujijua wewe ni nani. You stop even trusting your own identity, you stop even knowing your own identity. The more you suppress it, the more now the self-esteem issues kabisa. Hapo ndio unajipata hata you can't even go out in public. Kama tu ukipata na watu unajipata tu yani wewe tu ni wale tu wa you want to fully apologize full time. Hata kitu yenye hata haujakosea, oh sorry. Kitu yote mbaya ikifanyika, you feel you are responsible of any bad incompetent thing. That is unresolved anger. So majama, knowing that you have trauma, being self-aware that you have trauma and not dealing with it, that is worse than someone who doesn't even know they have trauma. My guys, heal. The moment you know you have trauma, start addressing that trauma. You can't address all the traumas you have. Just start with what you've identified. Anza na hiyo tu pole pole. Thank you my guys. Majama, heal.